Manila, Philippines. The nation is on the verge of a dramatic leap in air power, one that could redefine its place in the region and reshape its future. For decades, the Philippine Air Force relied on aging aircraft, some dating back to the Cold War era, leaving vast stretches of sky unguarded and the nation exposed to evolving threats. Now, a potential deal for Sweden's Saab Gripen fighters and GlobalEye early warning systems signals a new era, one where the Philippines can finally match its ambitions with real capability. This isn't just about new planes, it's about transforming national security, boosting morale, and giving the country a fighting chance in a rapidly changing world. The urgency is clear. Kultur and das Stor and Deutschur and das. Southeast Asia's geopolitical landscape is shifting, and tensions in the West Philippine Sea are ever present, with rival powers asserting their claims. Without credible air defense, the Philippines cannot protect its sovereignty, its people, or its vast maritime resources from encroachment. The current fleet lacks the range, speed, and technology to counter modern threats, leaving the nation vulnerable to both external and internal challenges. The Gripen, paired with GlobalEye, offers a leap in capability, unprecedented situational awareness, rapid response, and a true deterrent against would-be aggressors. This acquisition is more than hardware. It's a statement of intent to defend the nation's interests, and a signal to allies and adversaries alike that the Philippines is serious about its future. For years, modernization seemed out of reach, stymied by restrictive laws, budget constraints, and layers of bureaucracy that slowed progress to a crawl. But now, the Philippines stands ready to rewrite its defense story, fueled by a new sense of urgency and determination. The journey from patchwork fixes to a world-class air defense system is a lesson in political will, strategic vision, and the power of national resolve. Changing a few lines in the law could unlock the nation's future security, paving the way for a modern, responsive, and resilient air force. The skies over the archipelago may soon be guarded as never before, ushering in a new chapter of hope, strength, and pride for the Filipino people. The biggest obstacle to modernizing the Philippine Air Force wasn't a lack of ambition or vision. It was outdated procurement laws that simply couldn't keep up with the demands of modern defense. For years, defense purchases were governed by rules designed for buying office supplies and basic equipment, not for acquiring billion-dollar weapon systems or advanced military technology. The law enforced a rigid one-year budget cycle and always favored the lowest bidder, making it nearly impossible for the military to plan for the long term or invest in high-quality systems. The result? Piecemeal acquisitions, idle equipment gathering dust, and a military stuck operating with outdated technology and systems from the past. Major international suppliers steered clear of the Philippines, wary of unreliable funding, fragmented contracts, and a system that didn't reward quality or innovation. The lowest bidder rule often meant buying cheap, unreliable gear that broke down quickly and ended up costing more in repairs and replacements over time. Fighter jets and advanced military hardware aren't simple commodities. They're complex systems that require decades of support, upgrades, and specialized maintenance. Yet the old laws forced decision-makers to focus only on upfront costs, ignoring the importance of long-term capability, sustainability, and operational readiness. This short-sighted approach compromised national security and left the Air Force with a patchwork fleet, an assortment of mismatched aircraft and equipment that couldn't work together effectively. To break this cycle and move forward, the Philippines needed a new law, one that allowed for multi-year contracts, strategic partnerships, and the flexibility to invest in quality. Only then could the country hope to build a credible, sustainable air defense system capable of protecting its skies for generations to come. The path to real modernization began with changing the rules, laying the foundation for a stronger, more capable Philippine Air Force. The old procurement system's cash-only rule crippled modernization. It forced the military to operate within a rigid, outdated framework that simply couldn't keep up with the demands of a modern defense force. The government had to pay for massive defense deals in a single year, an impossible task for a developing nation with limited resources and competing priorities. This meant no long-term planning, just year-to-year uncertainty. Every budget cycle brought anxiety, as planners never knew if they could secure the funds needed for essential upgrades. The Air Force's acquisitions depended on unpredictable annual budgets, leading to a fragmented, hard-to-maintain fleet. Some units received upgrades, while others were left with aging, unreliable equipment. Unlike other countries, the Philippines couldn't use government loans or spread payments over time. This put the nation at a disadvantage, unable to match the steady progress of its neighbors. This financial straitjacket left the Air Force lagging behind its neighbors, who were rapidly modernizing and expanding their capabilities. The lack of modern equipment made it harder to justify bigger budgets, trapping the Air Force in a vicious cycle. Without visible improvements, requests for increased funding were often denied. The only escape was to change the law, to allow multi-year planning and financing. This would give the military the flexibility to pursue ambitious, long-term projects. Most nations buy advanced systems with long-term loans and integrated support, ensuring their forces stay modern and ready for any challenge. The Philippines needed the same tools to compete and defend itself, to ensure its sovereignty and keep pace with regional developments. Breaking free from the one-year budget cycle was essential for real modernization. It meant the difference between stagnation and progress. The new law would finally let the Air Force plan for the future, not just patch the present. It opened the door to strategic investments and sustainable growth. It was the first step toward a credible 21st-century defense, one that could truly protect the nation and inspire confidence at home and abroad. The old system forced the Philippines to buy equipment in disconnected batches. The result? A collection of parts, not a cohesive force. Modern air power is about integration, jets, radars, missiles, and data links working as one. Buying from multiple suppliers created compatibility, nightmares, and wasted resources. An integrated package, like Gripen and GlobalEye, ensures everything works together from day one. This shift marks a move from a shopping list mentality to a strategic vision. The goal isn't just more planes, it's a unified, credible air defense. True strength comes from synergy, not just hardware. The Philippines is finally poised to build a force that can detect, decide, and act as one. Amending the procurement law unlocked the door to a modern Air Force. The Department of National Defense can now sign multi-year contracts and use sovereign loans. The proposed deal with Sweden for Gripen fighters and GlobalEye AEW&C is a game-changer. Gripen is a cost-effective advanced fighter, perfect for the Philippines' unique geography. GlobalEye provides long-range surveillance, sharing real-time data with Gripen pilots. This integration gives pilots a decisive edge, spotting threats before they're visible on radar. Under old laws, such a package was impossible. Now, it's within reach. Financing can be spread over a decade, making the system affordable and sustainable. The Philippines can finally negotiate for a complete Sotorandans Pansanturidan some funds Sotorbine Stupander Dictantans. Onidina Soundsi Scripardo Kudvyondine. This is the future of Philippine air power, comprehensive, integrated, and ready. The new law emphasizes sustainability, not just acquisition. In the past, new planes often ended up grounded for lack of parts or maintenance. Now contracts include multi-year support, spare parts, and embedded technical assistance. Saab technicians will help train Filipino crews, ensuring knowledge transfer and self-sufficiency. Comprehensive pilot and ground crew training is built into the deal, using simulators and real aircraft. The result, a force that's ready, reliable, and able to keep its planes flying. Embedding logistics and training from the start transforms a purchase into a lasting capability. The Philippines is investing in an air force that can perform, not just exist. Advanced platforms like Gripen and GlobalEye demand a total transformation of the Air Force. True air power is an ecosystem, skilled people, modern infrastructure, and new doctrines. The new law enables hardware purchases, but the real challenge is building everything around it. Pilots and controllers need world-class continuous training. Simulators and rigorous instruction will be key. Infrastructure must be upgraded. New hangars, runways, and secure facilities. The Air Force must adopt network-centric warfare, fusing information for a unified response. New tactics and doctrines will be written, and wargaming will become routine. This is a leap from analog to digital, from patchwork to integrated force. The journey is as much about people and process as it is about planes. The Philippines is shifting from buying equipment to building real capability. Capability means achieving strategic effects, like intercepting threats 24/7, not just owning jets. True defense strength combines hardware, skilled personnel, doctrine, logistics, and infrastructure. The new law lets the DND negotiate for complete turnkey solutions. The Gripen global ideal is about buying an entire air defense system, not just planes. This approach fosters long-term partnerships, not just transactions. Deals with nations like Sweden bring joint training, technical support, and shared upgrades. The Philippines joins a community of users, gaining collective experience and future improvements. This is a proactive, not reactive, defense posture. Integrated capability deters aggression and gives the government real options in a crisis. The nation can finally move from plugging gaps to shaping its own security environment. A credible air defense is now within reach. As of 2026, the Philippines stands at a historic crossroads. Legal and financial barriers to modernization have finally fallen. The Gripen and global ideal is the first test of this new era. Success depends on political will and sustained commitment beyond election cycles. Defense modernization is a national project, essential for sovereignty, security, and prosperity. A modern Air Force will protect resources, boost confidence, and support national growth. The Filipino people must back this mission, understanding that strong defense underpins independence. The skies of tomorrow must be secured, not assumed. The decisions made now will shape the Air Force for decades. The time to act and to seize the future is now.